adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit IRacing.com.
If you're looking to get serious in sim racing, one of the first things to do is upgrade your wheelbase and pedals. The powerful force feedback in our direct drive wheelbase makes a huge difference, and our highly adjustable precision pedals will give you the consistency you need to improve. So you'll not only get the best value for your money, but you'll also benefit from our quick, local shipping from Australia and save even more. Our transparent pricing has GST included, so there's no nasty surprises at checkout or further customs delays and charges. And if you're near Melbourne, you can simply pick up your hardware from our showroom and get a free product walkthrough from one of our VRS coaches. We offer excellent customer service after the sale, and our hardware is made of the highest quality components. To get yours today, just go to the URL on the screen or click on the button below. But hurry, stock is always limited due to high demand. So if you want to get faster, sooner, VRS is your answer.
Control, feel the thunder in my soul, through the danger, through the pain, only one thing to do to get to victory lane, taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best, it's taking over, cannot contain, the desire to get to victory. But here I stand, the finish line, one last race, one last time. Feeling tired, that's my aim.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome in to the IRWC presents the VRS Virtual Racing School Porsche Cup Series tonight as we come in for round 5 of Season 3 out at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve, also known as Montreal. Hamish Munro here with you, alongside me, joining me after a few weeks of being away, busy with work, it is Brenton O'Brien. Brenton, we're back in. There's been some class changes ever since you've been away. There's been some people out there missing having the duo here on the Monday nights. I've been carrying the fort for a few weeks, and over those few weeks, we've had some big moments happening. You've missed some big stuff. Brady Stanley takes his first race win, back out at Chicago, and the contact between Sam Muir and Ben Pedersen, lap 1, turn 1 last week at Road America, has given me somewhat of a feeling of how the rest of the season may go, and I think it's going to be door to door, I think it's going to be elbows out, and I think it's going to be hell for leather until the final checkered flag flies at Belle Isle in only a month's time.
Look, thank you, Hamish, and I'm just glad to be back. It's been a very hectic couple of weeks, all helping organise the MotoGP, but that's finished. Had the most unbelievable sleep this afternoon. But looking forward to some exciting action here at Gilles Villeneuve tonight. It's actually quite an iconic track, this. A lot of use here for Formula 1, obviously. There's been some outstanding moments on and off the track, but Gilles Villeneuve, an absolute icon in Formula 1, tragically passed in Belgium, 1982, ring my bells. What a driver. Never won a world championship, but I've probably never known someone to carry such an aura, despite not actually having that much success in Formula 1. Yes, he did win some races, but it was the level of the method of his driving.
Could we argue possibly the greatest Formula 1 driver to never win a championship? I think the only others I could think of is probably Felipe Massa or Rubens Barrichello.
No, I wouldn't go down either of those two paths at all. No, I would no. So, no, I've got different opinions, but probably from way ahead of your time. But an outstanding driver, and what we got tonight is some outstanding drivers that are in the qualifying session. And since I've been away, there's been some dramas. And including some wins. It's good to see Sam Muir back on the top step of the podium. But, and also, from what I understand, Brady Stanley, I know he's not here tonight. If you are out there in YouTube land, Brady, congratulations. And I'm doing my worst impression of a clap. Congratulations, Brady, on a race win. But looking forward to seeing what happens tonight.
We'll see how it goes. As we come into tonight's event, Sam Muir is leading the championship by 55 points. On 865 at the moment after his perfect round last time out at Road America with the full 300 on the board. He extended his lead over Ben Pedersen. Daniel Benefield had a solid run last time out as well, now on 762 points. Alan Dawson and Gordon Marshall currently sit inside of the top 5 of the championship in terms of the silver class. It is Dean Reddit leading the way for Rodney Golan and Ellie Gardner. And the top 3 in the bronze class are separated by 52 points, and they're all in a line astern on the tower. Chapman, Wilson and Nicol, the current top 3 in the bronze class at this stage. We've got a few drivers back, haven't been here in a little while, including Russell Papperell and Stacey Boyd as well, so we look forward to seeing how they do here this evening, but an opportunity for drivers now to gain some solid points on the board. Those who may not be here, well, they'll be here with us in spirit. They've got 2 drop rounds this season. They'll be using one of them here this evening. Let's have a quick look, though, at this wonderful circuit up here in Montreal in Quebec, Canada, for Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. As we come on in, it's a purpose-built race circuit built on a purpose-built island. Has a lot of street circuit characteristics about it. There is absolutely no elevation change to speak of, but there is a lot of pace discrepancy at this circuit. 2 massive long straights, a lot of medium speed corners and some really nice hard braking zones as well. We'll find us into some really positive overtaking opportunities as we lead our way into this thing. It's all going to start on the main straight up towards turn 1 into Farage Centre for turn 2 as well. An early tightening corner which will see drivers very likely getting overlocked with each other. Possible contact can be made up there. It is also right on the pit exit as well, which cuts out turn 1 and goes straight to turn 2. Pit stops will be a factor tonight across the rush round as around race 3 this evening. We will see drivers coming through pit lane. The run then up towards 3 and 4. Famously, in more recent years, if you'll recall back at the Canadian Grand Prix in Formula 1, Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel made contact through these corners. It's very easy for contact to be made from drivers through here, but if you can get a run through these corners, you set yourself up well for turn 5 and then into the braking zone of 6 and 7 for the next chicane on this circuit. Then it's the long run down the back straight up towards turn 8 and turn 9. Hard braking zone, we'll see drivers going for overtakes into here, I'm sure. But if they can't quite get it done there, they've got to try and get a run out of those corners into the hard braking zone at turn 10. My French is basic as ever. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce their turn 10 lap turn corner, I'll be honest with you. But great passing opportunity, full 180-degree hairpin as they come back up through turn 11 and 12 down the casino straight towards 13 and 14 at the Wall of Champions as well. It's a short lap. It's a fast lap. The circuit was opened in 1978. This layout's been used ever since 2002. 4.3 k's, 2.7 miles in the old language, and 14 corners as well. And Brenton, it's been a long-standing portion, I guess we'll say, on a lot of official calendars in iRacing in recent years, namely, of course, GT cars as well as Formula cars and even the Porsche Cups as well as the supercars too. So these drivers, at some point in their iRacing careers, should have had quite a few laps around here, I would argue.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been so for the Premier Series, the Cup Series. Like, it's always the opening round, and I'll be honest with you. I don't. There's a shortcut in particular up to the Wall of Champions here, which I think is just a little bit over the top. I think it does affect racing, but for those, especially in the Porsches, I don't think they'll be able to handle hitting those curves quite as much. So these guys can be a bit more exact, and not lose the 3-4 seconds from a shortcut. And we can see Daniel Benefield coming up to it right now. So there we go. So almost on cue. Thank you, Dan. He's obviously watching the broadcast. So right there's a 3.5-4 second slowdown that will have to be applied. So he's going to already ruin this next lap. In answer to your question, Sterling Moss was kind of waiting for someone out there to give their opinion. Sterling Moss, the best Formula 1 driver never to win a world championship.
You can make that argument for sure, although then we also got to look at the time period of how much harder were the cars to drive, and we just get into the semantics of arguments. And it's like comparing old supercars drivers to modern supercars drivers. It's hard to compare them really because they're completely different machinery. But I do think Sterling Moss was a fantastic driver. I still sit in the belief that Jim Clark is a top 3 Formula 1 driver of all time, just based
100%.
on pure ability alone. And I think you could have put him in a modern racing scene in a modern car, and he would have done well. I think it's one of the reasons why Ayrton Senna is also considered one of the best of all time, because you could have put him in a modern F1 car, and he could have still driven as well as he did. That's what makes a great F1 driver to me. That's why I think. Would Hamilton have won many titles if he wasn't in the Merc? Probably not. So that's why I don't think he is one of the greatest of all time.
I agree with that completely. We've seen his colours this year with Ferrari. So going back, we're down to the last 3.5 minutes, and we'll talk about Daniel Benefield before, and he's actually top of the pops at the moment at 136.706. It's just a 0.04, so 4/100ths ahead of second Sam Muir with Ben Pedersen not far away. In fact, the top 4 cars, including Stefan Lawrence, who rightfully got promoted to gold, and well done for that, is just less than 2/10 off the gold. Now, we've got the 3 races tonight, of which the last one does have a pit stop. The pit stops here, and we'll talk about this more later on. It's not that big a penalty in the pit stops here because you actually cut quite a bit of the track off, and the pit lane speed is not, I think it's about 80 k's an hour. You don't lose a significant amount before you come back on. So with 3 minutes to go, and there's only probably another couple of laps to go for these guys. I did see that a lot of them aren't coming in and pitting. They're actually just like Pedersen, Lawrence, Lawford goes at P5. They're just doing one continual stint. They actually haven't pitted. They're just going around in circles.
I think they're just trying probably to take down as much fuel out of the car as possible because this track is so, obviously pace reliant down those back straights, and getting a toe is going to be pretty reliable as well. Yeah. Cutting laps more and more is going to be your benefactor. I think what they may also do is run down the fuel. Although I don't know, they wouldn't have time now because there's not enough left. I was going to say they might come in, take tyres, and then go out again, but they wouldn't have time to do that at this point. But you'll notice, if we look at it, it is going to be hard for a privateer or a sole driver of a team to out-qualify drivers who have got teammates in the field, because they're going to have drivers who can give them the tow. The tow is so important around this place, down the Casino Straight and the main straight too. So, which we can already see is being affected on the timing tower. I think we can argue it's either going to be a Riot Sim Racing car or a 9.5 Sim Sports car on the pole position tonight, just based on pure numbers alone, and who can get the tow off of their teammates. Ben Pedersen is going to be very close to getting one more lap in here. He's about, he's got a minute 40 left. Oh, he's not going to make it. This is going to be his last lap. Yeah. This is his last attempt. He's not going to get another one in because he'll get cut off.
This is an important lap here. He's got to gain, what's he, 0.13 down as he goes across start-finish line now.
Yep, and that'll be it. He doesn't have enough time to do another one, so it's only a 36.7, so it's not good enough to improve at this stage of qualifying. And he's not going to find an improvement either. So, and his teammate Stefan Lawrence has pulled out of it, so he can't challenge for the front row either. It looks like we could be seeing a 9.5 Sim Sports front row lockout, unless possibly this man right here, Gordon Marshall, or possibly Angus Lawford, could challenge the front row, because those guys have both got pace, and they've been getting pace improvements over the last few weeks. Gordon especially ran very well at Chicago, ran fairly well last week at Road America as well. So we look forward to seeing what he can do and provide himself on his final attempt.
Needs to find 6/10, so hasn't shown that form so far in his 6 counted laps so far, but anything could happen, probably will, as he exits the last chicane. Yeah, you can always tell if someone's got a good lap going. They straight line the exit here, and he has kind of straight lined it, and he crosses the line. 37.329. So it's stock standard, but he did the 2 stints, 3 lap stint, pitted 4 lap stint. But that looks about it. We've got a few more going, have we?
Yeah, Dean's out there at the moment. I mean, he's on a personal best, but he's going to have to find 2 purples if he wants to challenge the front, which he hasn't really shown the pace this season to challenge the top 5. He's definitely been a top 10 challenger, as he's now been cut off, so he never would have had enough time to get back anyway. So qualifying has been set. It is a 9.5 Sim Sports front row lockout here in Montreal, and as we get prepared for race number 1, the starting grid will be as follows. Sam Muir will start pole position ahead of his teammate Daniel Betterfield, with Ben Pedersen and Stefan Lawrence making it a Riot Sim Racing second row lockout as well. Ellie Gardner will start alongside Project 36's Angus Lawford for the third row of the grid, with Russell Papperell starting alongside Simon Mazzomo ahead of Logan Howard and Stacey Boyd inside of the top 10. Gordon Marshall and Alan Dawson, they'll make up the top 12, as we look back to Alex Schuler, Damien Cairns ahead of Matt Howard, Dean Reddit, Jared McLeod and Kurt Chapman, the pole sitter for the bronze class here this evening. Ellie Gardner's lined up on pole for the silver class. Craig Schultz, Harry Dodds ahead of Wiley Blair and Tim Nicol, with Jamie Fleming and Paul Wilson in behind them, as we get back to Barry Punter, Gary Watson and Alex Mateus at the back of the field. Our race controllers this evening, Greg Favell in as the CRS with Leith McClement alongside him, and Lucas Burt inside the safety car as well. So we look ahead, 3 races tonight, Brenton. It's a tough circuit. It's a circuit that's surrounded by walls. I did mention that it's a track in which it has a lot of street circuit characteristics, namely one of them is the walls surrounding it, and that there's no elevation change to speak of. This track is going to test drivers tonight, and with 3 races, it's very likely that this could be someone's drop round if they cannot capitalise on the 3 races this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got guys like Daniel Benefit down in 3rd position overall, but he's 100 points behind Sam Muir. So at some stage, Dan's going to have to make his move. Same with Alan Dawson. If he holds any hope of being up there, like he's P4 at the moment, which I think he would be probably happy with, but there's always room for some more. So this is the night where Benefield needs to cash in here. 9.5's obviously got some good teamwork going on with himself and Sam Muir. This is the time to put some pressure on Ben. Ben has had his struggles over the last couple of weeks, and a 30-point penalty points from so far this season has knocked him fairly out of the park at the moment. But let's see what Dan Benefield can do. He goes well here. He's driven a lot here, and looking forward to seeing what he can do.
We'll see what he can do. His teammate Sam Muir in the number 1 car, seeing it now, will line up alongside him in P1 on the road. So the number 1 car, number 1 on the road last week at Road America, number 1 tonight in qualifying, will be the same scenario for him throughout the race as well. As we just await a couple of drivers to get us all prepped and ready, Benefield lines up alongside the 2 9.5 Sim Sports cars, defending front position as best they can. They will have Ben Pedersen and Lawrence breathing down their necks. And this is, I mean, this is the sort of battle we hoped for, Brenton, at the start of the season. I know that obviously Mez is the more successful driver in the league compared to Benefield, but I think we can both agree Daniel's probably actually the faster driver out of the two of them. So if we were to look at pure pace for pairings to go up against one another, Muir and Benefield against Lawrence and Pedersen is about as good as it gets for Riot Sim Racing and 9.5 Sim Sports. Lights are up though. Race 1 gets underway at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve as Muir gets underway nicely. Benefield's gone right with him. Pedersen may look to get moves done early. He's becoming to turn 1 and there's contact and Muir is off the road. Pedersen has made contact with him. Multiple cars now trying to come through. The stewards for sure will have a look at it, I guarantee you. Was it possibly a receipt for last week, which was called NFA because Ben didn't leave enough room? Or was it simply they just got overlapped into turn 1?
Yeah, early incident, I actually had an incident with my headset right as that happened, so I dropped out for a while. You would have heard me go, oh, and then disconnected. Wow, what a start. Not exactly what we need here. There's going to be implications from that. Championship implications for sure. We're just talking about Pedersen having some penalties. I think there's more coming his way. Well,
Benefield is under pressure right now from the likes of Gardner and co behind him. Mazzomo now lines up in behind his teammate as well. Lawrence has taken the race lead. Pedersen into P2. Lawford into P3 as Gary Watson's just gone off the road in the background. Stacey Boyd under pressure here too in the mid-pack. Just to give the update on where Sam Muir is. There he is right there, back in P24. So the hopes now for Sam Muir is get to P10 to have pole position for race 3. That's what or race 2. That's what he needs to aim for. So
he's absolutely got the ability, we do know.
Definitely. I mean, it's one position per lap. He can do that for sure.
And you would think that Pedersen up in front is going to get some kind of penalty that would be relatable to where Muir is at the moment. And then you'd have to ask, is a drive-through enough? Like, I'm laying the cards down here. Oh, we've got a problem here.
There's a couple of cars down there. One of them is Alex Schuler into the wall. Craig Schultz has got damage on his car as well. So there's been a little bit of biffing and barging between a couple of drivers on the first lap. And it all really starts with this moment here for Sam Muir down at turn 1. And this has really set the scene for us now, I think, for the rest of the night, because he comes down into the corner. What is... Oh, okay, so Ben's gone for a late dive. Very late dive.
Oh, hang on. Okay, let's be sure there's contact, though. If we can have a different look at that, sorry, Mr. Producer.
That's fine.
Is there contact? Look,
we can find out, for sure.
From that angle, I'd like to look at the top view. To see if there was actually contact there, or whether he's just lost her ears. Porsche's doing silly things. Let's have a look.
So they come through turn 1.
At the moment, you'd have to think so.
You'd have to...
Can we get a better view than that? Can we go rear chase?
We can do this, actually. I can give you one even better, actually. Hang on.
We're going to be a koala for a little while.
We're gonna pull the sneaky of... Do a little reverse trick here to see.
Here we go. Here we go. This will give us...
And bop. There is contact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's contact. Slight net code, not gonna lie, but I think there would have been contact anyway.
I agree.
Okay, so let's just help the stewards out here, and we're issuing Ben a drive-through for this, yeah?
I would say so. Because of how far down Sam's gone in the field,
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So Sam's going to go down, has already made ground. He's up to P18 now. And we know he's going to get to P10.
Yeah, he's got to get to P10. That's going to be the gain.
Now, it's another reason I was saying before we started going around in circles. There's another incident here.
Yeah, that was on that one.
Yep.
So that's how that ended up.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, so as I was saying before the race, the pit lane here is not that big a penalty. It really isn't. You're not going to lose much at all. So from where Pedersen is now to where Muir is, it's 13.5 seconds, about to be 14 seconds, and Muir is in traffic. Pedersen's going to be coming out not far away from that. It is not that big a difference going through pit lane. So the question will be, is a pit lane penalty enough? Now, that's not on us. Stewards do their good job. And we can see that Pedersen's already been black flagged.
Yep, and he's got the drive-through. I was about to say that. They were looking at it as we were speaking of it. So, drive-through penalty coming the way of Ben Pedersen. And the beauty of our little video ninja feature here is we can actually watch Pedersen as he comes into pit lane and keep an eye on Sam Muir.
Well, and he's not going to do the right thing by his teammate. Now, there's a couple of things happening right there. That's a terrible entry, Ben. But what Ed also should have done, like, so he's put his hand up, he's done the wrong thing, he knows that he's doing his drive-through, but for every lap that he doesn't do that drive-through, like if he waited another lap, and then that's it, comes in, is he going to stop go? Okay, let's stop and hold.
No.
And has he
Well, he had a drive-through. It was claimed to be a drive-through.
No, he's definitely stopped.
It shouldn't be a stop hold. It is listed as a drive-through.
Okay, so stop
so
and
whether he
hold
doesn't,
for a time period?
No, it shouldn't be. It should just be a drive-through pit lane. So unless they've applied a stop hold to him, I don't know. But it should have.
This is an awful long time stationary.
It is. It's a long time stationary.
Oh, actually, okay. So there's two things happening here. I reckon he's got a speeding penalty coming into pit lane. So I reckon he's serving that. That's just a complete guess, but I reckon now it's starting to make sense. I think that, yes, he has had a drive-through, and now he's got a pit lane speeding because that's 40 seconds stationary. That's not something that the stewards are going to throw around. And even now, like
I think he's decided his race is over, to be honest with you. His car's...
No, well, Ben, don't give up. Like, let's face it, yes, it was a mistake, and Sam copped it for it, but you don't give up, and it's certainly not deliberate. Would you say it's clumsy? Yeah, you would. Overly aggressive? Yeah, you would. Not deliberate, not in any way, and he's away now. 1 minute and 4 stationary.
He's forgotten to untick things in his pit stop, and he's taken fuel.
Well, okay, well, if that's the case, then that's not a drive-through. He's going to have to serve his drive-through. If he's taking fuel,
he hasn't got a black flag anymore, so I think he's actually been given a stop hold. Because
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter.
It doesn't.
He's taken service. So again, there's some homework for the stewards to do, whether they throw something. Again, we don't know whether it was a stop hold, or whether. Okay, so a few things are happening here. If he's doing I'd like to know what his penalty was. If his penalty was a drive-through, and then he's copped a speeding in pit lane on entry, then yeah, he's got the penalty to serve. But if he's then got that penalty to serve for speeding pit lane, he's stationary for 40 seconds, then all of a sudden he hasn't unticked something and he's taken fuel, well, then he's taken service. So therefore he hasn't fulfilled his penalty. So if he's taken any fuel or anything, he's going to have to redo a drive-through.
Well, his black flag is cleared. It's listed as a drive-through penalty in the sheet, but it was given as a stop-hold penalty, it seems. I'm unsure why. I'm sure we'll be able to get confirmation from race control at some point tonight.
Yeah.
Harry Dodds has made a mistake in towards turns 6 and 7. This is how this has gone down for him. So he's battling away with Benefield and Damien Cairns, and as he comes in, I felt like netcode a little bit.
Again, Porsche's doing silly things. It did look netcodish, didn't it? It didn't look like there was contact there.
Especially the way it reacted as well. It's like it rubber banded out slightly. What this has done is it is helping.
There would have been contact there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there would have been. Just how the corner opens up. But what this has done though, it's helped Sam Muir. He's now 2 positions away from the top 10, and from P10, which is what would have been the best hope for him tonight. But at this stage, he's halfway through this race. He's nearly at the 10. You might as well go for any positions you can to get as many points as you possibly can. Angus Lawford's just got to slow down through the last corner, so he's now had to lose the lead to Stefan Lawrence. Ellie Gardner up there with him, so is Simon Mazzomo. So could this be a breakout moment for one of these drivers? Only one of the 4 of them is a race winner in the Porsche Cup Series, that being Simon Mazzomo. The other 3 have never won a race on the top step. Actually, no, I lie. Stefan Lawrence has. My memory's zooming back to me. Only Lawford and Gardner have not yet won a race in this series. But Lawford has won on the Friday nights in the Rod Knock Cup. So he is a race winner in the IRWC, but not in the Porsche Cup Series. He'd love to get his first tonight. And Ellie, being one of the drivers who's been here ever since round 1, season 1, she would love to get her first race win as well.
keen here, aren't they? They are very keen going into down to the hairpin.
Turn 10.
And you're right. Yeah, turn 10. La Pinge, I think it is something like that.
Something like that.
But your French isn't bad. It's not bad. You're going okay there. But yeah, so all to play for here. We've got still got 5 minutes to go. You can see a mistake coming here. You can see someone thinking themselves, haven't had a race win, going to get one tonight. You can see this building. And you've got someone like Gordon Marshall, P5. He's, 3.5 seconds off of this pack. Don't be surprised if he sneaks into a podium here. But Sam Muir made no progress that last lap either. So he's actually stuck behind Dean Redder, and even worse for Sam, he's just got himself a slowdown. So he's gone from P12 down to P14. Probably got about 2, maybe 3 laps to go. So now all of a sudden it's getting a little bit more desperate for Sam because he's not up in that top 10. Where he's going to be starting at the moment is P14, and he still hasn't cleared. This is what I was saying. The slowdowns at this track are insane. He has dropped way off the pack now, down in P13. Oh, sorry, P14.
And he's still crucially, though, ahead of Harry Dodds. He has now cleared that slowdown penalty. Right on board here with Ellie Gardner, who battles away with Angus Lawford ahead, as well as Stefan Lawrence. They've got Mazzomo up there too. Good opportunity tonight for these drivers to gain some crucial points in the championship, with Ben Pedersen at the back of the field and with Sam Muir outside of the top 10 right now. The big benefactor is Daniel Benefield, but that's if he can find some more positions on the road and get himself up the top of the order, because it would really help close the gap up to Pedersen in P2 in the championship. And it would help him also close the gap to his teammate Sam Muir. Although Muir right now has got some work to do to catch Kurt Chapman.
Yeah.
Put some pressure onto him as Chapo battles away here with Wiley Blair just ahead of them. But we may see some team tactics come out now of Riot Sim Racing, knowing that Sam will want to get to P10. He's got 2 of those Riot cars ahead of him. They may think about what will help their teammate the most. It'll be to hold up Sam Muir and not give him a P10 in this race, which would find him on pole position for race 2.
Yeah, well, they probably would be looking that far ahead. There's quite a large disparity in lap times as well. We know that Muir had a slowdown last lap, so we'll discount that. He goes across start-finish line now to finish at lap 7. A large disparity between times. The leaders are doing 37.4, 37.5s. We saw Daniel Benefield, who's been consistently the quickest in the field up until that last lap, stuck in traffic now, a 37.8. So looking at what Muir had to do last lap, a 4.1 with that slowdown. So it absolutely takes chunks out of you. And he's now going to work really hard to get past Kurt Chapman to even have a remote chance as Benefield actually gets past Stacey Boyd. Muir does do a good job there, but we're down to probably 1 lap to go at the end of this. It's going to be really, really tight. I wouldn't think he's going to make top 10 based off where he is now, unless there's mistakes ahead of him. And there's a really good lead, little good battle up for the top 3.
There is indeed. Gardner, though, has now got a slowdown, so she's got to try and serve that. And ideally, she'll try and serve it down the straight and through the final corner if she can, but she's going to give up a bunch of time to Lawford and to Lawrence as well. 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, so if it will be close. I think it.
I reckon they'll make it.
Yeah, it might be 2 laps. Mazzomo will come past Gardner as they run through the final few corners. They've got just under 2 minutes to go, and they will. They'll have 2 laps left of this race. So 2 more. We'll go into overtime slightly for race 1. But the race is not over just yet. That's probably a little lifeline for Sam Muir, the fact that there is an extra lap. Harry Dodds has now come into pit lane. I would say
Incidents?
he might have incidents, yeah, because he did hit the wall and he made car contact.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else. It would be.
No, he wouldn't have gotten the penalty with Crosby because it would have been self-inflicting.
Okay, but is he going to be stopped? Yeah,
he's driving out.
He's doing a drive-through. That's incident.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen any steward-imposed penalties at all. So I would think that would be incidents, which is unlucky for him because he's been driving okay.
He has. I mean, he's been driving. He's getting a lot better each week.
Yeah.
And I think that last week was probably one of his better performances out at Road America, and you know, a track that's often on the Supercars calendar would suit a Supercars driver. So, you know, we then look ahead to the rest of the season, and we think about the tracks that are coming up. Alton Park has been on the Supercars calendar before, but not for a little while. Zandvoort's been on there as well. Algarve's been on there. Imola's been on there. Well, Algarve was on there last week, so he should have had plenty of practice. Bathurst as well, and then Belle Isle. So it's actually quite the next half of the season is actually going to suit some of those drivers who may be more Supercars inclined, because they're all tracks that have featured on the Supercars calendar at least within the last 12 months. So they should have had at least a bit of practice around the majority of the next 5 circuits.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you were discussing before, with Sam, the right guys are not making life easy for him as well. He's been stuck behind Wiley Blair the entire lap, which is exactly what he doesn't need. Maybe Wiley got to slow down there. Well, one of the right guys certainly did. Is it Dean Reddit's got to slow down? Yes, he has. So is he going to be going up one spot here? Yes, he is. So he's P12 at the moment. He's got Damien Cairns and Wiley in front. He's got to make a move on Wiley the first half of this lap to have any chance at all to get to Damien.
I think he's got to try. He'll try and do it at turn 6, and that's probably his best chance. And then he may try and go for it on Damien down at turn 10, or possibly at the final corner as well. So he has got half a lap to try and make the move. Wiley Blair's just disappeared into the vortex, and that's not going to help Sam, because now he can't see where he needs to go.
Really well.
Oh, bit real loose got Wiley Blair. That's given Sam the opportunity to get alongside him now. So as they run down towards turn 8 and 9.
Wiley's sinking it in there.
Oh, he got the job done.
That's actually quite good by Wiley, though. If you're going to put your team hat on, you're giving Wiley a high five there, because Wiley did enough that Sam would lose another car length, half a car length. He's just sticking his nose in there. He had no intention of putting his nose in front there.
Sorry,
but just had Sam
I've just seen Gordon Marshall and Logan Howard have both got black flags.
Oh.
And it would be for incident points, I'd argue. But for Stefan Lawrence, it's going to be another race win in the Porsche Cup Series as he crosses the line. Angus Lawford will come home in P2, with Simon Mazzomo home in P3. Gardner will win it for the silver class. Marshall kept going. Howard made the crucial mistake of driving through. He's always going to cross the line. Yep, he's always going to cross the line before it serves the black flag. So he's going to drop bulk positions. It's dropped him outside the 10, and it's given Sam Muir pole position for race 2. Sam could not have asked for a better mistake from Logan Howard.
Christmas.
Now,
yeah,
regardless of Howard had pitted, he would have gotten P10 anyway, because of the added time that the black flag gives post-race.
Yeah, and so Gordon's been given a finish time, from what I understand. He would have a finish time, but it'll add a post race. Going to be finishing. Yeah, and there it goes down to P20.
Yep.
So
Sam will be P9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gordon was going off a bit chirpy there in that last lap when others are trying to race. He was obviously exceeded the incident points, but what Gordon needs to remember, that whilst yes, he was involved in an incident last lap that someone else may have given him a 4-by. Yeah, I think he gets 17 incidents, so we need to work out where the next 13 came from. So it can't be just blaming one incident.
No, you can't. You cannot indeed. Let's have a quick look, though, at the results of race 1 as everyone gets gridded up for race number 2. We'll go back to the top. So it was Stefan Lawrence P1, head of Lawford and Mazzomo on the podium. Gardner, Benefield, Boyd, Howard, Cairns and Muir, with Blair at the back end of the top 10. So they will be reversed for the grid of the next race. It'll then be Reddit, Papperell, Chapman, Fleming, Punter, the top 15. Dodds, Wilson, McLeod, Nickel, Marshall back to P20 after that post-race black flag. Alan Dawson, Schuler, Schultz, Watson, Mateus, Howard, Pedersen at the back of the field. So if Logan Howard actually didn't come into pit lane to serve his black flag, he would have ended up probably around about where Gordon Marshall was. But regardless, he's got work to do now in race 2. Lights are up. Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve will get lit up again with Porsche Cup action as we're underway for race number 2. And Wiley Blair gets us going in towards turn 1. Muir is trying to get the job done early. Matt Howard's gone round. Matt Howard made slight rear contact onto Sam Muir, and that's knocked him right to the back of the field, as there's now contact as well with Alex Schuler and one of the Riot boys. I'm unsure who it was. I think it might have been... Oh, no, it was actually Jared McLeod. It was.
Murray's going to cause an absolute Armageddon there.
Yep, Gordon Marshall's gone off as well.
Marshall, sorry.
Yep, punters off too. So multiple cars off down at the second or the first chicane. What is Marshall doing?
Don't go in the middle there.
Why are
That's
you doing
terrible.
that?
You can't be doing that. Yeah, sorry, but if Gordon's going to be complaining about getting excessive amount of incidence points, you just saw why just then, because that was, I would deem that to be reckless. I would deem that to be reckless. He's going to say that he made it through and all that stuff, but it's an unnecessary car contact. And be honest with you, the stewards should look at that. I don't think anyone's going to protest it, but if they look at every 4X, that might not even be a 4X, but that type of driving needs to be looked at.
Well, it wasn't good, and it wasn't appropriate either. But what it's led to now, if this race start, is a 9.5 Sim Sports 1, 2, 3. Sam Muir is leading the race, and I think this is, well, he obviously started up the front, but this is pure tactics now. Benefield P2, Mazomo P3. This is working out very well for Sam Muir and his championship hopes. He would love to lock out the title race early. Wiley Blair is still blinking away. If that continues to happen, he's going to get black flag from iRacing. Stefan Lawrence in behind his teammate. Ellie Gardner as well up there inside the top 10. Lawford, Cairns, Paprell and Boyd. Pedersen, is already up to P13, up 14 spots now. Gets past his teammate Paul Wilson. So he has made moves up the order.
And he's got a little bit of clear in front of him right now. And because of the amount of teammates that he's got in front of him, he's going to pick quite a few off very, very easily. But up at the front, this is a 9.5 Christmas present right now. You know, race 1, we saw that Sam was on pole position, got tagged early, and was taken out and worked his way up through the field, and then had some real good on the last lap at the detriment of others. But catching in right now. But also, Daniel Benefield, he doesn't need to let Sam Muir win. But Benefield's got his own championship to worry about here, and he's still got himself. There's a pulse with Daniel Benefield's championship. So does he sit and wait, or does he look at the opportunity to pass if there is one?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like that's something for Sean McNamara to answer, to be honest with you, of how he would let them race. As Lawrence now gets past his teammate Blair, I think he's very likely let him know that he's blinking and requested, can I please go past, so I can continue to challenge my championship. As Craig Schultz has gone off the road, and I think there's been contact with Alex Mateus possibly down at turn 10. We haven't seen much from Alex tonight, one of the freshest rookies in the field, who has just been trying to learn as the season goes on. This is what happened with Schultz. He actually looks like it could have been self-inflicted. It was a rear-end lock-up.
Yeah, yep.
And drivers have just taken evasive action.
Not a great start to the night by Schultz, and race 1 wasn't overly impressed. But it's got someone. There's that shortcut again. Like who's that's taken?
That's Damien Cairns.
A decent size. Yeah, Damien Cairns. And that's cost him a couple of spots straight away. So down to P12 now for Damien. But yeah, Craig's been off tonight, and it's like everyone. Some tracks just suit some drivers, and some you just go, I'm only racing here to pick up some points without any realistic expectation of winning. So it's been quite messy tonight.
There's a little bit, but Montreal is known for being a bit of a messy track. It's one that can often lead to a lot of incidents, but I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love it, Brenton. I think it's a fantastic place to go racing. You can get really good racing here as well, but it's difficult. It is not an easy racing circuit. It's one that will test drivers, and it is not easy to just roll up here and roll out without any practice. You need practice, and you need to know all the areas that you can find pace along this circuit. We're right on board in the virtual cam of Ben Pedersen in the bottom corner at the moment, and he's just in behind Jamie Fleming. Massive dive bomb up the inside at turn 10. He'll take that spot. Thank you very much. Jamie left him plenty of room.
Good move, though.
It was a great
showed
move.
His intention really early. He wasn't going to be mistaken as to what was going to happen next. So good driving on behalf of both there, and a good solid move. Another position gained.
Well, now
so already up to P11.
Yep, and now he has Harry Dodds in his line of sight. So he'll start to put pressure on Doddsy here. Doddsy's not going to give it to him so easily, though, I feel. And it's going to go one of two ways. We're either going to have a cracking battle, or it's going to end in fireworks. We'll see which way it goes. Fastest lap of the race, though, goes to Daniel Benefield with a 136.97 that last lap. So Benefield has got some pace on board. That 9.5 Sim Sports car currently up in P2 on the road. And I have to agree with you, Brenton. I think if you're Benefield and if you're Muir, if it were me, I'd just give Benefield the race win. He's got some points. You've got plenty of gap to your teammate. You can give up those points to him and not necessarily lose out too much, as Harry Dodds has just had an incident further back. That car is backed into the wall.
Self-inflicted. We just need to see if that's self-inflicted. We know that Ben was right behind him. I think it is. I think he's about to lose the rears here. Yeah, he's going to lose this all by himself.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you can just see he took a little bit too much curb on entry. The car's become unbalanced and maybe an overreaction with his steering input, and that's caused the car to go into a spin. But he's still back out there, dropped a bundle of spots down to P25.
Yeah, as we are halfway, or not even halfway through this race actually, 6 minutes and 15 seconds into proceedings of race 2 this evening. Ellie Gardner holding P4 on the road, nice and strong. She took P4 in the last race. She'd love it once again. She's got Lawford and Lawrence trying to chase her down as they enter up towards the Wall of Champions. The final 2 corners, really tough complex as she's made slight contact with the wall as well.
Yeah, take a number. Many have before and many will after. So
oh, they will.
Not sure how much damage will be done to that car there. You'd almost take that chop out of just tagging the wall on exit, so long as you get no damage in comparison with getting a slowdown on the other side. So you can see some markings on Ellie's car though, and it wasn't from that side; it was from the other side. But that car's looking a little bit thinner.
Well, it's definitely been in the wars all across the first 2 races already. And we've still got 1 more to go. We've still got the 30-minute feature to come. Pit stop strategies to be implemented as well. That's one of my reasons I love the rush round.
Yeah, I rate them. So the question before was, if you Sam Muir and Dan Benefield, do you just let Dan through? Well, no, you don't, because put yourself in Sam's shoes. You've got yourself a championship lead. You've got 2 contenders that are certainly within his sights. Well, one of them, he's not just going to say to him, let's get you even closer. At the moment, Benefield, whilst, yes, he's got a bit of pressure on, it's almost a second lead. Another car's gone. Stacey Boyd's gone off as well.
Yep. So what's happened to Stacey?
So this is a track just up the road from Stacey as well.
Yeah,
so I would imagine Stacey's been here a couple of times.
Just across a body of water and a passport, and he's there. Oh, just lost the rear end. Not what you'd want from our resident American in Stacey Boyd. Helps bring an international flair to our racing here this season, does Stacey. We love having it out there. So does Gordon Marshall, who chimes in each week from the UK, racing out of Scotland, of course. So, but very aggressive is Gordon. He was very aggressive off the early portion of this race. We saw him make that mistake, and I think definitely feeling the pressure after that moment was to be had. Hopefully, though, for his sake, he has a much cleaner run towards the end.
Well, yeah, so showing signs of recovery up to P17 at the moment. Now, we're looking, if we can go to P8 with Pedersen. This guy started rear of grid 669, and he's worked his way up. Now, his lap time, his fastest lap of his race is 31.4. That's 3/10 off of Sam Muir, who's just done fastest lap of the race is 36.8. Give it change, 36.9. But Sam Muir's just blending himself into this race. He's got his tyres working really well. He's in a really good sweet spot at the moment. Ben is not going to win this race. What we're doing now with Ben, we're damage limitation. We're just trying to tick boxes at the moment. We're just trying to tick boxes. We're trying to get Lawrence. We're trying to get Gardner. We're trying to get Prepperell. We're trying to give ourselves a chance to be competitive in the feature race.
Well, of course, his current drop round for Ben, I think, was our last rush round at Homestead, Miami, which was around about 135 points. So all he has to do, and with 2 drop rounds available this season, realistically, if he wants that to be his worst round, he just has to outscore it. So he's, you know, and if he doesn't, he's always going to gain those points back unless he has another poor round, as Pat Rule's just got to slow down through the final corner. So Ben now up to P7.
Yeah, but from that same round, he got 30 penalty points, which is not going to be dropped. He's going to be keeping that.
Yep.
And that's a significant amount. In a championship, it's going to be defined by, 1, 2, 10 points. You're carrying 30 points. That's a massive penalty.
Oh, it is. It's a huge penalty. And in fact, I can tell you the exact amount of points that he got from that race. because I can just change it to that one. I'm gonna find him this. I can't. I'm blind. I'm trying to find him. So, here he is.
We know he had an absolute bounty,
115.
so...
It was 115 points he got because it was 145 before the penalty. So he just has to outscore 115 points, and he'll drop the 115 still, but he'll still obviously carry the negative 30 to his number, which is a struggle for him. But that is racing at the end of the day for Ben Pedersen. We can see as well,
Yeah, so
Logan Howard is starting to put some pressure on Damien Cairns, but the way that this race has gone for some drivers, and I suspect we may be looking at a similar scenario as last race, Brenton, I wonder how many are getting up to the limit of their incident points.
Yeah, well, we saw in race 1, we had, what, 3, 4 cars with incidents, even up to including the last lap, where you would think you would try and be a bit more careful. But they do build up here, don't they? You know, there's a fine line, as Scafie would say, risk versus reward. You would think that you would save your incidents, you know, whilst you're driving in a pack here, just save your incidents. I know we're down to 3 minutes, I know it's a sprint race, I get all that. But to get 17 incidents in what essentially is a 9-lap race, that's off the charts. That's, oh, we've got a problem here.
Yeah, it's Jared McLeod who's just gone round at the final corner. But, I mean, you know, this place gives out incident points like, you know, parents on Halloween giving out candy for trick-or-treaters. I mean, it will give it to you for free. All you got to do is knock on the door. I mean, it's, you know, you look at it wrong and it will give you an incident point. It's the same as Red Bull. But, you know, I love Red Bull. The only downside is the incident. Is the track limits. That's the only downside of Red Bull. Other than that, it's a fantastic circuit, as is Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve as well. But what I think is one of and this will actually probably become a lot more apparent in the 30-minute race as well, Brenton. Oh.
Yep, sorry, can we... 103, Logan Howard's just dropping off the chart at the moment.
Yeah.
It's obviously... I'm not sure if it was a slowdown or whether he's made a mistake here.
Well, as he's come through, it says he's had a crash. So it's... Oh, he did exactly what Stacey Boy did, but he didn't go quite as far.
Yep. Oh, and then puts it into the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Unusual way of recovering. And I'm sure the engineers will be very glad if they have to replace all those parts. But costly mistakes, dropped him 6 positions.
Yeah.
And doesn't have any competition behind, though. Craig Schultz is another 5 seconds behind. So I wouldn't expect Logan to drop any more there.
Well, he has just gotten to slow down as well through the final corner, so that will lose him a lot of time. I think the 30-minute race, we're probably going to actually get quite a few drive-throughs for incident points because you got more time to get incidents. There might be drivers who are close at the end of this race to being on the limit, where you've got to try and limit that more in the 30-minute race. So it's going to mean, and it's a full reverse grid, so drivers are going to have to be, those who are not patient, and this is actually quite good, they are going to be trialed by fire. They're going to be forced to be patient, Brenton, and if they're not, they are going to pay for it by way of a drive-through penalty thanks to incident points.
Well, I fear for the pit lane marshals, their whistles are going to be exhausted. They're going to wear out because I agree with you. I think there's going to be, you know, we're looking off the back of these short little races where we were at 40 seconds to go. We're going to get to lap 9, you know, over a 9-lap race. You know, and we're already busting incident limits. Yeah, but you know what? It's going to be exciting racing. And if you're out there on YouTube, man, absolutely be, you know, hang around and watch this race because it's going to be an absolute cracker. And that's why we love this, because there's so many different variations within the drivers. There's races within the races. You know, for example, P4 at the moment, the first of our silver runners, Ellie Gardner. P10, first of our bronze runners, Jamie Flynn, who has done, I've been watching in the background, Jamie's done a really good job tonight. He's driven very sensibly the car 785, and even now has got some pressure behind, but has held on very well. So yeah, let's see if Jamie looks long to. Oh, that's got to put drivers off. That absolutely has to put drivers off. And okay, I'm talking up Fleming there. And
to be fair to Fleming, though, Blair did just appear right in front of him.
Yeah,
like how's he going to know he's there?
I would think that the race director would be. I would hope that the race director will, number one, take action, because that's just been going all night with Wiley, unfortunately, and these things happen. I'm sure he's not doing it deliberately. But the other thing is, you know, I just spent time talking up Jamie. I can't blame Jamie for that either, because Wiley wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, Wiley showed up. So there's been no call of, I haven't heard anything from Wiley protesting it. Doesn't mean that it hasn't been, but you would think that, you know, the reality is that it kept on disappearing. But we're on the last lap.
We are indeed. And we've only got 2 corners to go before Sam Muir takes home another bag of points for himself. It was a comeback race in race 1 that got him back to P10, and now in race 2, he goes from P1 to P1, or P2 to P1, sorry. He had Wiley Blair start ahead of him. Takes the race win in race 2. Benefield in P2. Mazzomo makes it a podium lockout for 9.5 Sim Sports here in race 2 this evening. Gardner takes home another silver class race win with Stefan Lawrence, Angus Lawford, Ben Pedersen, Russell Papperell, Alan Dawson, and Matt Howard will cross the line at the back end of the top 10. Stacey Boyd is out of this, or was out of this race with a meatball flag. So it's either he'll start pole in the next race with the...
Do you have to cross the finish line?
He doesn't have to cross
receive the checker?
No, he doesn't have to receive the checker. It's only if someone has had a... as if they've been disqualified from the race that they will then be given a pit lane start. So it's either going to be Stacey Boyd, well, Alex Mateus will be on the front row of the grid, but whether it's going to be pole position or P2, we'll see how that plays out for Alex. Watson will be up there too. So this is going to be big pressure now for these bronze class drivers at the back of the field.
I want to throw something here because we've got the feature race coming up. So Sam Muir's fastest lap was a 36.893. Benefield's fastest at 8.38. Ben Pedersen on the last lap, clear air, he did a 0.6. So he was 0.2 faster than Muir and Benefield's fastest lap once he was in clear air. So that all bodes for a very, very interesting feature race.
It does indeed. We have our 5-minute warm-up session to come. So we're going to take this time to give thanks to our series sponsor, VRS Virtual Racing School. We'll be back very, very shortly towards the end of the warm-up session as we get prepped for race 3 here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Don't go anywhere though. The VRS Porsche Cup Series returns soon after these very short messages.
These are the VRS Direct Force Pro pedals. So it's a high-end product, stainless steel construction with an industrial aesthetic. Very, very adjustable. All 3 pedals, the pedal faces in terms of height, depth, angle are fully adjustable, and overall pedal angle is also adjustable. Now, if we look at the throttle pedal first, we have quite a unique design here. So we have a rodless spring, which doesn't quite look right to the eye, but functionally performs extremely well. Absolutely no friction whatsoever, so really nice smooth response. And we have a lot of adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Welcome back into the iRacing World Challenge, into Infinity Broadcasting and the VRS Virtual Racing School Porsche Cup Series this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hamish Munro calling the action alongside Brenton O'Brien here this evening. If you're just joining us, we are in for the third race of 3 for our rush round tonight at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. A lot of chats out there already tonight off the back of the first 2 races. Samuel's one of our race winners. The other, of course, was Stefan Lawrence as well. Got everyone out there watching along with us too. Hit by a travel bug. John Akers in the chat as well, giving the love to his fellow Riot drivers. He's out tonight with some illness. Unfortunately, hope you feel better soon. John, Fred Oakes in the chat. Jamie Fleming's #1 fan apparently. And Oscar 2023 in the chat. 2 amazing stream boys. Love the work. Thanks so much for joining us once again. And if you are joining us for the first time and you've been here for a little while, hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the channel. We recently ticked over the 240 subscriber mark, so a massive thank you to everyone out there who is supporting this venture here in Infinity Broadcasting across the IRWC and the V8 veterans as well. So thank you guys so much. Brenton, the talk of the town tonight here in Montreal has been incident points and what has been happening to drivers in terms of getting black flags, namely towards the end of the race. That's been across 2 different 15-minute sprints. We come in now to a 30-minute feature in which there's more time for drivers to get incident points and much more opportunity for them to get drive-through penalties.
Looking forward to this because at the start, if you said to me that incident points were going to be a problem, I would say shouldn't be an issue. These guys and girls should know better and will do better than what they've offered so far. I understand that the shortcuts are absolutely obscene. Hang on 2 seconds, just race control's just making an announcement. So we know even more that the slowdowns are off its head. So wouldn't you do more to avoid those slowdowns? Which means you would be taking less chance to have incidents. Like I understand there's going to be car contact, so I get that. But over an 8-9 lap race, you shouldn't be clocking up 17 incidents. And whilst I'm here, I think, and hopefully race control themselves will listen to this, I think they've done an exceptional job tonight. It's been some challenging driving, shall we say. Greg Favell is chief steward tonight, and I know from what Greg has done in other series, he's just building his reputation nicely as a outstanding steward. And he's here with us tonight, and we're really lucky to have him. And I think they've done a great job tonight. But looking forward to seeing what pressure they get put under for this next 30-minute race.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of pressure it is. Starting grid will be as follows. We'll look past the race controllers and get to Stacey Boyd, who is on pole position for race 3. Alex Mateus, Gary Watson will line up in behind, with Jared McLeod and Kurt Chapman on the row behind them. It's then Harry Dodds, Barry Punter ahead of Craig Schultz and Wiley Blair. With Logan Howard, Paul Wilson, Dean Reddit lining up alongside Alex Schuler, with Jamie Fleming, Gordon Marshall, Tim Nicol and Damien Cairns lining up behind them. Matt Howard, Alan Dawson ahead of Russell Paprell and Ben Pedersen, with Angus Lawford, Stefan Lawrence, Ellie Gardner, Simon Mazzomo, Daniel Benefield and Sam Muir, with all the work to do across race number 3 here this evening. Time will tell how well they do, and time will tell all tales. Both races we've had contact. Lap 1, turn 1. Let's see if we get it again here, as Montreal is racing once again with the VRS Porsche Cup Series. Boyd got away really well. Mateus bogged it off the line as drivers run it up into towards turn 2. And we see Jared McLeod with a wonderful start, as there's been contact behind with Angus Lawford and Stefan Lawrence into turn 1.
Yeah, well, it just got too hard for some because there was a lot of contact. Minor contact, absolutely, but there was a lot of contact in the mid and tail of the field, and a lot of the cars have not got away as well. So those that we were looking for, the Muirs, the Benefields, the Mazzomos, the Pedersens, haven't made a gain. They have not made a gain. So really, really tight racing at the back.
Well, they're trying to make a gain now as Cairns has just turned Pedersen. Damien Cairns has just hooked the back of Pedersen's car and round he's gone. Dawson, Benefield, Mazzomo battling away. Muir's tucked in behind them as well. This is where the championship battle is. It's at the back of the field. And unfortunately for Ben Pedersen, he is licking his wounds right now and looking more and more likely to take Montreal as a drop round this season.
Yeah, well, I would think so, because it's just gone from bad to worse. And more cars.
Craig
Craig Schultz again.
Yep, and Gary Watson.
Yeah, well, before we start laying aspersions, I'd like to see what happened there. But more problems as well. Damien Cairns has been tagged, it would seem. So at turn 10, Cairns is he moving? Has he got the car going again?
Well, he's stuck right there. We'll look back on everything that's happened.
Yeah, I'd like
Across
to have a
lap
look
one,
at
but
that.
we'll try and let the final corner stuff happen because there very well may be something that happens here. There's a cross of the road for Russell Papperell. So that's a slowdown and a massive one at that. So let's try and we got to try and pick apart the weeds here of everything that's happened across lap one because it has been pure chaos as it often is here in these rush rounds. So we got started fairly well, but there was
What are our
early
fuel numbers here?
Oh, it's
What are our fuel numbers?
it's normally a 35% tank. Normally with a safety car, they can make it home on a no stop. So,
Yep.
but with fuel saving, they can obviously make it home a lot better.
Well, more
than
dramas.
that.
I think that's Jamie Fleming and Tim Nicol.
Okay, so we'll
is
look
it
at that
then?
one in a moment. So this was Lawford
Yeah.
and Lawrence just got overhooked, and Gardner went
Racing
into the back of them.
incident.
Muir had to
Yeah.
take evasive action as well. So it was all happening between them, and then this was Ben Pedersen's up at turn 6 with Damien Cairns. So he's tried to slot up. He's trying to make it
Pedersen
3
very
wide on lap
aggressive.
1. I mean, it's not the time for it. It must be said. I think there was some net goat in there
Was
as
he lost
well.
it by himself? Yeah,
No.
I reckon that go.
Yeah. And this was Watson and Schultz down at
Who's
turn
that?
10.
Benefield's had an off as well. I think it's Dan Benefield. Is it Mazzoma and Benefield have had offs?
Well, we're about to find out. So this was Schultze
Oh!
and Watson. He caught the grass and knocked straight in the back
That's
of
a
him.
bad night.
He has. And then this was Cairns' moment up there. He's alongside Tim Nicol. That Wiley Blair was spun round the wrong
okay.
way, tried to take evasive action,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
contact was made.
Watch
And-
the rejoin here. So stay on board with Cairns.
Okay.
So, I was going to say, if you could stay
Here
on
he is
board with
right
him
here.
and have a look at his rejoin here. I think he's about to come in right in front of Pedersen here. Just stand by caller. Okay, we'll just do a sympathetic smack into the wall. Is he going to move? I thought he was going to come out in front. And here he comes. No, that's not going to show. No, it wasn't him. But yeah, look at the damage on that car.
Oh, big
That's
damage.
cooked.
And then this was
Yep.
Tim Nicol up the inside of
Yeah,
Fleming
bang.
and bang straight in the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah, I think Tim's got himself a drive-through coming there. I would think that's a move that's. Yeah, I wouldn't encourage that. And it's not a place you can realistically pass from here. And this is the other one we saw. Was it?
Oh, Benefield lost it on his own. Benefield lost
so
it on his
Benefield's
own, and
lost
Mez had nowhere to go.
Mez has got stuck. Oh
Yeah.
no! Guys, and as satisfied as 9-5 would have been in race 2 with a 1-2-3, and Macca, if you're out there looking, you boys did a great job. Just then, the whole world's come collapsing down.
We've got Matt in the chat with us. Hamish, you must be doing something right. You know, my YouTube recommendations, it would have been because you watched the whole stream, Matt. That's why. But great to have you out there in the chat with us. Stacey Boyd leads the way. As I think there's been a little bit more. There is hard racing right now between Lawrence and Lawford. These guys are going at it.
So Lawrence has just lit it up on the exit there at 10. And right now, Lawrence is actually still getting his nose. He's still trying to get a bit dirty with Pedersen here. Now he tucks in. Look at the traffic here. So this is why I was asking about fuel numbers right now. If you're someone like Pedersen and Lawrence, why are you doing this? If you don't need to be involved with this rubbish, then get away from this rubbish. Box it now, yes, carrying a bit more fuel. But look at the traffic that they're both having to put up with. A nice easy move there. Alex Matthews has got out of their way nice and easy. Doesn't have to though. There's no blue flags waving.
He doesn't have to, but I think
No,
he knows he's out of his league with those boys being at the
That's
front
not
of
his
the
race.
and Gardner as well at the front of the field. It's not his race, so
That's not his race. I get that, but he didn't have to be quite so polite. Yeah, if you're Pedersen, Lawford, Lawrence, Muir, I think you're getting out of this. You're getting well out of this. Oh, Pedersen, a little bit of mistake there. It's gone in a bit too deep. Into 6. I think you're getting out of this. I think you're boxing. Clear the runway a little bit, and then you'll be able to get some decent lap times. Don't forget, in race 1, these guys were into the 36s. No one has popped under below a 37.5 so far. So Stacey Boyd fastest lap of the race at 37.5. You wouldn't normally be saying that up there in lap 4. Great respect to Stacey, but the others, 38s and 39s still. They've got to get out of this. they get out of this now, they will make significant gains. So you Sam Muir, you're boxing now. You are boxing this lap. He's going to try and get a good drive here. It looks like he's going to try and get past Paul Wilson. But that's also going to create a gap to go straight in the pit lane here.
Let's see if he does it, and if he's straight in.
Not doing it.
No, he's not. And this may be the thought process of he might be waiting for a safety car, knowing that if there is one, he can make it home without the fuel stop. That might be the thought process as well. Because if he pits and there is a safety car called as Kurt Chapman's just picking up the pieces, then he's buried in the field. And it's, you know, if you're Pedersen, you can risk it because you've had a poor race 1, you've had a better race 2. You know, race 3 is where you can really gamble that sort of strategy. But if you're Muir with a race win on board and a top 10, there's no point trying to throw that away, where a safety car is highly likely around here, especially across the 30 minutes.
So Wiley Blair's got a black flag as well. I'm not sure what that for. I might have missed that. But has he served? Yeah, he has. So he's already done his drive-through just this lap. Look, I still think for someone like Muir, I think you act on what is happening, what might not might happen, and right now what is happening is being held up. But by saying that, he's got past that pack. He's got 3 seconds ahead of him to the next car, which we know he's going to close very quickly. But that's another pack in front of him. I just think that he's got a chance to, you know, to leapfrog a lot of cars here. And you know,
Gardner, contact with Lawrence into turn 10. She wanted the move on Paul Wilson, and now she's lost a couple of spots in the process.
And we all know that's another 4 times, a 4X.
Yep.
So yeah,
that's a 4X to both of them.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine you would have access, if you're admin for the series, you'd have access as to who's got many incident points.
I would have to open up my actual UI to look at the incident points, which if I did that, it would show on the stream. So I can see off tracks. I can't see incident points. So I can see the opposite. There's a couple with a few, there's a few with a few off tracks, like Tim Nichols had an off track. And actually, a lot of people are coming in.
Yeah, Mazomo, Benefield,
Nickel.
Yeah. Now, if Mez and Benefield, but that's what I'm saying. So we know that Mez and Benefield got caught up in their own little incident. You know, that looks like a bit of a drama there.
That car is not healthy. It is not healthy at all. Luckily for Benefield and Mez, they're going to come out ahead of Blair, but that car is in worse for wear right now. I wonder if someone's...
Sam's having a bit of a complaint about racing line here. If we go to the car 1, who's he got in front of him? Matt Howard. I think he's saying that Matt might be moving under braking here, so it'll be interesting to see what we've got to look at here. And again, we're deep under brakes. Matt doesn't have to give way here. And what this is doing, okay, we've got Muir and Pedersen for the first time in a long time actually racing side by side, which is great to see. So 2 of the stronger guys in the series, defending champion, and then those who we picked as the series champion at the start of the season, are going head to head right now.
They're going head to head, and they're going head to head for position as we come down towards the final chicane and past the wall of champions. The defending champion does not hit it, but here comes Pedersen. And if you're Muir, you're just going to give him the position for right now, surely. I mean, Pedersen. Oh, Pedersen got a slowdown, and it's a big one.
Oh, drummer in front.
Chapman, and I think...
Is it Punter?
Yeah, Punter, possibly. It was Punter. So Chapman and Punter have made contact. I think Pedersen saw it happening, so he thought, I'm just going to do me slowdown right now and just get out of this, because he thought that there could be an opportunity for Muir or Howard to get stuck into each other. So this is where Muir was complaining before about moving under brakes. Well, Howard hasn't done it this time, and he's just tucked up on his inside and taken the position. So that's worked out well for Sam. Now in P8 on the road. Punter is still struggling. Oh my God, he's just come out right in front of Ellie Gardner as she's exited pit lane.
What if there's damage to Punter's car?
They'd have to be.
Because that's just a build up. Yeah, that's just a build up here. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and rear tyres are going to be cooked.
Yeah, let's see if he's not grabbing it all though.
No, he's not, but the front end's got a bit of damage.
Yeah, well obviously we'd think we're pitting this lap. Oh, And Howard, quite an aggressive defence there with Lawford behind as well as they go to 10, exiting now.
So this is what happened.
There's a bit going on.
There's a bit going on all over the road. This is what happened with Punter and Chapman. So, Punter's just braked really early, and Chapman wasn't prepped for him to brake so early.
And
And
but hang on.
he waited he wanted to try and let him go again, but
Yeah, no, but you wait right on apex turn 1. I wouldn't think so. You'd be getting out of that. Yeah, that's yeah, don't recommend.
And then this was Punter's rejoin, and if we find there's Ellie Gardner. This would have been incredibly scary for Gardner. So
Hang on, so but Punter must have spun again.
yeah, he did.
Because Gardner's a long way behind.
Yeah,
him.
yeah, she's coming out of pit lane. There's Punter on the left, right in front of her.
Yeah. So how did Punter? Wouldn't mind knowing how Punter ended up there the second time, because he had cleared that first incident and was on his road to recovery. So he's probably just lit it up on Exeter 2 with a bit of adrenaline. Let's have a look. Cars.
Exactly what he's done. He's just overcooked it.
Bit of red mist there, you would think. Bit of red mist.
So Harry Dodds now leads the way. He's put a move on Stacey Boyd to take the race lead. Craig Schultz has got a black flag for, I would assume,
contact.
incident points or contact.
Contact.
Contact
Yeah,
with Gary Watson. That was from earlier on.
Yep. So this race is actually coming together quite nicely at the moment. We do know Pedersen pitted last lap, which I think is a good move. But so let's have a look at this.
Oh, no. Pedersen came in. He had a black flag. He stopped for 47 seconds, Brenton.
Yeah.
So I think he stopped to do a stop hold. And he's sped in pit lane, and now he's got to drive through.
Again. Yeah. Look, I'd love to know the thought process of what's happening with Ben Pedersen tonight. Because from what we believe, we don't have the facts, but we have enough evidence in front of us to suggest that in race 1, he had the penalty, but then he was stationary for an awful long time, and we believe he took service. And so the only thing that we can conclude with is that he had a speeding pit lane penalty, and you can't help but think the same here again. So, I understand making one mistake happens, but to make the same mistake, if that's what's happened, shows that, it's not ticking over that well upstairs at the moment. There's a bit of pressure that's building. He hasn't had a good couple of weeks, and all he's done is compounded the mistakes of the last few weeks and added it to this week.
I think the next week leading up to Alton Park will be a week of reflection and a week of reset for Ben Pedersen, as he will not come into pit lane this time by. He'll keep going, so I'd assume he's going to try and push this out to its absolute limits before he comes into pit lane. Needs to be careful, though. He has been he's been on the wrong end of that choice before. He's forgotten that he has to pit within 3 laps to serve his black flag, and then he's been disqualified. That was out at Road Atlanta back in season 1, so hopefully he remembers that.
Has he cleared the first penalty though? I don't have it. Oh yeah, no.
He would have.
Black flag.
It was 47 seconds, so it was a stop hold.
Yeah.
This one will be. Well, speeding in pit, so it's another stop hold, or it's an unsafe exit, which is another stop hold.
Well,
so
it could have actually been that he's sped on the exit of pit lane as well, which,
it could also be as well he's exited pit lane and he's gotten an incident point and he's been given a drive-through for incident points.
Yeah, well, exactly right. It could be any of that. You would think it. Yeah,
there is any world of opportunities for him to have gotten that black flag. And unfortunately for Ben, he has gotten it this evening by no hand of race control either. He hasn't been given a single penalty across the race from race control. Yeah,
well, tonight he has.
Or he had a drive-through in race 1, but which was given as a stop hold. But
that's all. So from lap 1, turn 1, it's kind of compounded his whole evening over the 3 races. He's felt like he's had to maybe overdrive the car to recover from that early incident from race 1, and hasn't handled it as he probably normally would. And he'll look back and he's got a good team behind him, and I'm sure they'll all get together and they might even laugh it off and just say it's one of those things, because you do have those nights. We do know, we've all been there, done that. We'll just start moving on to next week.
As we look back here, we've got a battle happening with Angus Lawford and Gary Watson, as Alex Mateus is just going to traverse across the circuit ahead of them, so that's a slowdown for him. Packrell as well also copped a slowdown too, so that's more incident points. I think people are getting slowdowns left, right and centre through there. Gardner's had one as well. That's a really awkward spot that drivers have been getting them, and Cairns has just served his, so did Mateus. He's right on board with him.
Mateus has come right out in front of Maz as well. Or it might be even Damien Cairns has come right out from an incident right in front of him.
Well, they battle away down towards the final corner. And I mean, you could look at this tonight from Alex and think, well, this is actually a pretty positive night on the road for him. He hasn't been in a big crash. He hasn't caused a crash to another driver either. He's just been struggling on the circuit, but that's racing and that happens.
So let's pay credit where credit's due, though. We're going to go to the car 981, and we're going to go to the car 770, and we're going to go to car 57, because we're 11 laps into this race, and these guys are leading. They've held on to what they've done. Yeah, so Dodds has gone up 8 spots, Boyd's gone up 2, McLeod 4, Marshall behind them in 14. Credit where credit's due. We talk about the Muirs and the Pedersens and Gardners and Bedford and Zomos. But what we've got to do is highlight good things when good things happen. And right now we're seeing it. Dodds, Boyd, McLeod, Marshall, Reddit. They are hanging on to what was, I was going to say what was given to them. It wasn't so much given to them over the first 2 races. They've got to where they are because they've earned where they are. And at the moment, driving very, very well. And then look at the lap time. Last lap for Harry Dodds, a 38 flat, yeah? Stewart's last lap was a 37.1, which is the fastest lap of, his fastest lap of the race. But he's 14.5 seconds behind, and we've only got 8 laps to go. So I think the time's come where we need to stop pretending that Muir's going to go through the field and win this race, because we're looking at potential race winners right in front of us now. We
are indeed, and we ride with Harry Dodds here. He's done his washing for the 3rd week in a row, which is good to see from Doddsy.
Good to see Doddsy, and it's about time you've listened to.
Yep. He did it last week. Week before, he put his football jumpers up on his couch on a display like they could see them from all the way back here, but it was a bold choice.
We're talking real football, AFL, aren't we?
Yeah, real football. He plays for it's in the Geelong League. I think he actually plays for Barwon Heads. I think he actually plays for the Barwon Heads Cooters, or whoever the Cooters are in the Geelong League. That's who he plays for.
Mark Howard's area, Howie's area. Barwon Heads man.
Yeah.
Hello to you, Howie, if you're watching. Yeah, absolutely. Howie's a Barwon Heads man. Absolutely. Good guy.
Well, we've also got Sam Zomo out there as well. And this is a man that...
Look at this.
Hearing him talk, you wouldn't think he looks how he does. But Mez, of course, one of our previous champions, driving along in his blue light glasses as well. What a beard on the man, too. Doddsy could take some notes from Simon.
Well, yeah, but I do always question why sim racers feel like they need to wear a seatbelt. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not sure what the expectation is there. G'day to you, Mez, if you're watching. He's a sharp-looking fella. I didn't picture Mez looking like this. He's a sharp-looking fella.
He's old enough to race in vets.
Oh, well, let's not start throwing aspersions of people of age, my friend.
I'm just pointing it out that he is. But I noticed that he had joined the room, so I thought we'll add his camera tonight as well, and we'll show him off. And I'll actually need to resize it better for his camera indeed. But we'll get that all better set up next week. Now that I know that Mez does share his camera, I know to set it up properly for next week, which is good. And if any other drivers are watching out there post-race and you want to get your camera on the stream, whether it's via your virtual camera like Ben Pedersen or your physical camera like Simon Mazzamo and Harry Dodds, we have a nice little video ninja link in the broadcast section of the Discord. You can join each week, whether it's for the Porsche Cups or for the Rodnock Cups, and you can get your camera on screen. We'll show you off while we're focused on you and get you involved. It's a good way to get your car on stream because we want to show off your camera, and we're not going to show off your camera without showing off your car. So if you want to guarantee a way to do it. Yeah.
I'll change that, which in regards to promotion, and we were talking about it off camera, we have a Bathurst event coming up.
We do.
In quite a few weeks, and if anyone's out there still wants to join the series, it's absolutely not too late. It'd be fantastic to have as many entrants as possible, especially with the big Bathurst event coming up.
It's a massive one. Pro Series finale weekend. You've got the GT Pro Series, the Gamesman GT Pro Series on the Friday night. The Logitech G Supercars Pro Series Bathurst 1000 on the Sunday. And the Saturday night, we're a part of the supports category.
Found out yesterday I have to work all that Sunday as well. But, improved production national championships at Phillip Island that weekend. So that's going to put me out of the Pro Bathurst 1000. Not that I was racing, but certainly helping out.
Well, does it mean, Brenton, that you can still be here for the comms duties on the Saturday night during the...
I'll be on the Saturday night. I'm not worried about this. So, yeah, anything in the PM after 6:30, we're in the good. But it's a long weekend for me, and I found out about that yesterday and was not really impressed with these things happening.
And we'll of course know our exact time slot of when we're racing. Closer to the event. I'm hoping that having Brenton on our side would mean we get our regular time slot to make it easier for our drivers. But I can't dictate that. That's up to the organisers. Oh, very good. That'll work out well for us then. It's going to be fun though. Rush event at Bathurst. We get to show off our format that we do that no one else does. It's a fun format as well. We have a direct comparison to last season's rush round at Bathurst as well, and how we can actually then compare, well, how have our changes improved or not improved the format as Harry Dodds is coming into pit lane. Stacey Boyd following him in as well.
I like it.
Mark McLeod in
7
too.
minutes.
Yep, 7 minutes to go. Get the car in, get the fuel on board. So we then need to look at Logan Howard. Where's he going to end up? Because he pitted back on lap 9. Well. Muir's in.
Yeah, well, that's right. Logan stationary for 8.1. So anything between, we've had 6.6 to 8.4 stationary. Yeah, but that 1.8 seconds is important, isn't it? And it all adds up in such a tight field.
That's right. That is right indeed. And as we come past pit lane, we can see that Boyd's come out in the race lead. Dodds has taken tyres. Harry Dodds has taken tyres, and a massive mistake. He's given up the race lead. Logan Howard's going to jump Sam Muir and into the top 5. So Doddsy has mistakenly taken fresh rubber.
Has he though? Like 12 seconds? Is that tyres?
Surely it would be.
Is that 12 seconds?
I think it is.
Okay. Well, so 3.7 off of Boyd. Boyd's fastest lap so far is certainly comparable with Dodds. 45.59 compared with Dodds' 45.7 or 6. Sorry, yeah, 45.7, close enough without change. Dodds is on new tyres though. They're going to take a lap to get warm. Probably got about 4 laps to go at the end of this one.
Oh, Jared McLeod off the road. And with Gordon Marshall, and with Marshall on his heels, Marshall is now up onto the podium.
Yeah.
And you'd have to argue that if anyone's going to challenge the front runners in the next 5.5 minutes, it could be Gordon Marshall. He's got ripper pace in this car, but it looks like Stacey Boyd could be a little bit too far away from him.
Yeah, so we do know Marshall's got some good pace, but nothing he has shown tonight in this race tells me that he's going to catch either of those two in front unless they make a mistake. His lap times are comparable with the others. In fact, Boyd's fastest time is actually faster, and Dodds is on new tyres. So I don't think Marshall needs to look behind. I think he can look forwards, but I think he's going to be looking at a podium. If he just drives steady, without incidents, we know that he ran over the incident clock in race 2. Let's just see where he's at in race 3 here. He must be close.
So Sam Muir now up into the top 6 on the road tonight.
Yeah.
Simon Mazzomo, sorry, just got to slow down at the final corner, so that's going to drop him back a little bit as well. He's now got a bit more work to do. So we've got
Pedersen in the pits again for his 3rd stop. So the first 2 were obviously drive-throughs.
This looks like... is this an
another
actual stop?
Drive-through?
It's another drive-through.
No, this is another drive-through. So has he actually done a stop tonight? Like a legit question. Has he done a stop?
When he took his stop hold, I think he took a service on his... no, because the 43 seconds would have been his stationary time.
I don't know whether he's had an absolute mare, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So hopefully tomorrow he wakes up, he gets to the Titleist golf clubs, and he goes out and goes around and shoots a round of 72. Yeah, he's had a terrible night. Let's be honest, is what it is. But I do think we should start celebrating the fact that we've got some new guys up front who are potentially / should be winning this race. And young Harry might have blown this. He might have blown this.
Yep, he may very well have. 3.5 minutes to go. And if any of them win this race, Stacey Boyd, Harry Dodds, Gordon Marshall, Jared McLeod, Logan Howard, any of the top 5, if they win, it'll be their first win in the series. It's not till we get to Sam Muir that we get to our, till we get to a driver who has taken a race win in the Porsche Cup Series. So all of the top 5 have got an opportunity to do this, and a mistake is crucial if they do make it in this race. Boyd is in controlling position right now. He would also become the first non-Australian or New Zealand driver to win a race in the series as well. He would hold the moniker of the only American driver to ever sit on the podium if he does this too. And it would also be...
lad, isn't he?
He is the local lad. It would also be the first time... Well, no, he's based out of the US. Stacey is based out of the US. He races out of Buffalo, New York. He gets up at 3 a.m. to come racing.
What I'm saying is the local lad, even though he's a different country.
Oh, yeah.
Canada. It's not quite, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. That's right.
Not the
it's his local track.
State of America just yet.
No, it's his local track. It would also be the first time that we would have a driver from 3 different continents on the podium as well in a race in the series. It would also be the first time that we have a driver from 3 different countries on the podium as well.
I like it. I do like that a lot.
Yep.
Well, can we stretch that even further where...
Well, we now have 4. Yep, it'll be 4 from 4 if he can do it. No, he's just lost it, and that's given. Muir fixed him up, but if Logan had pulled that off, it would have been 4 different drivers from 4 different countries in the top 4. Marshall looks to get past Dodds.
Yeah, he's done that too. Ooh.
And he's got the job done.
Disappointed. So yeah. Like you said, for a while there, we were looking, and we're on the last lap, we were looking at a very, very international top 4. We still are international top 3. So I'll let you call the last lap, but it's been a good night. It's been a
great night. It's been a great night for a lot of drivers. It's been a great night for the viewers out there as well, and a great night for myself and Brenton too. I've just had a massive blink from Stacey. Hopefully that speaks itself. It has indeed. That's good. Black flags for Daniel Benefield and Kurt Chapman, who have just hit the incident limit, I believe. So they will, as they come up to the line, they're going to have to do their drive-throughs. Otherwise, it's not going to count when they come up and around towards the checkered flag. It'll be 1 more lap to go for Stacey Boyd. He's going to get there with only a couple of seconds in hand.
A terrible night for Dan Benefield. Had so many more opportunities than this, and let's face it, won't it? The door was open, didn't take it.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to get a bag of points, and it just didn't work out in his favour. So the end of the line that we've got to look at after tonight's race as Boyd comes around the final few corners. 15 seconds on the clock. It will be 1 more lap to go when he gets up to the start-finish line. It's a great points haul for Sam Muir in comparison to his teammate Daniel Benefield and Ben Pedersen. It's also a good points gain for Alan Dawson tonight. Stefan Lawrence had a mid-points gain. Lawford had a mid-points gain. And Logan Howard's done well too. So has Gordon Marshall. But it's going to be interesting in how the championship standings will be played out in this race and in the championship. Benefield's into pit lane now.
So let's look at Sam Muir's night. Championship leader, defending champion, and we know why. Because at the end of race 1, lap 1, Sam Muir was last. And he's worked his way up to the point where over the course of the night, you would declare him a big winner of the night in comparison with those around him at the championship. Your Stacey Boys and your Gordon Marshalls, they've had a great night. They've had a great race. I don't think Gordon did himself any favours in race 2. But the big championship-wise, Sam Muir's going to walk away with a smile on his face despite being the last at the end of lap 1 in race 1.
Well, as drivers come up towards the final few corners, it is a solid night on the road for the benefactors who have made up positive positions across the night as a whole. For Stacey Boyd, it'll be the first time that he's on the podium in the VRS Porsche Cup Series. It's the first time he'll take a win as well. The first American to be on the podium. And for the first time, we have 3 different representatives of 3 different continents on the podium here in Montreal. Boyd takes the win. Marshall P2. And Harry Dodds has come home in an all-time podium for himself. He looks wrapped, and he's happy with that one, is Doddsy. Apart from the fact that he threw it away in pit lane.
So yeah, we've got Cairns and Mizomo still carrying black flags. I always get worried when the race winner starts doing donuts to celebrate before the entire field's finished the race, just in case they're on the edge limit. But congratulations to Stacey Boyd, Gordon Marshall, and Harry Dodds. Harry, you had your chance. You had your chance. One to learn. And Jared McLeod did an outstanding job. Stayed there and thereabouts the entire race through. So congratulations to them.
So it was a fantastic effort. I'll quickly send a message out to Race Control about our feature race winners for each class. So we can get them involved. Alrighty. What a race it was, though. And what an event it has been here in Montreal. This is everything I thought it was going to be, Breton. I originally wanted it last season, and then we got the bend. So I took it out, and now we have it this season. So thank the Saheens for getting their track scanned by iRacing, or Shaheen. Thank them for getting their track scanned by iRacing, because it got us Montreal this season. There is a direct comparison between them. As we look, though, in towards the feature race results of the night, we can see that Stacey Boyd is the race winner for Phase 4 Motorsport ahead of Gordon Marshall and Harry Dodds on the overall podium. Doddsy wins it for the silver class. Jared McLeod, Sam Muir into the top 5. Logan Howard, Alan Dawson, Dean Reddit, Angus Lawford, and Stefan Lawrence in the top 10. It was Russell Papperell, Matt Howard, in the top 12. Alex Schuler, Ellie Gardner, Simon Mazzoma, the top 15. Paul Wilson, Kurt Chapman, Craig Schultz, Jamie Fleming, and Tim Nicol for the top 20. As we then look back to Damien Cairns, Barry Punter, Gary Watson, Daniel Benefield, Alex Mateus, Ben Pedersen, and Wiley Blair, our only non-finisher of the feature race here this evening. As we will then have a quick look at the bronze class classifications. It was Paul Wilson taking the win ahead of Kurt Chapman, Jamie Fleming, Tim Nicol, Barry Punter, Gary Watson, and Alex Mateus. Over on the silver class side of things, it was Doddsy to McLeod, Reddit, Schuler, Gardner, Schultz, Cairns, and Blair. And then for our gold class honours tonight, it has gone the way of the Americans. Stacey Boyd ahead of Marshall and Muir, Howard, Dawson, Lawford, Lawrence, Papperell, Howard, Mazomo, Benefield, and Ben Pedersen at the back of the field. But the only way that we can start it is the only way that we can have a chat to our drivers once again. I don't know if we should wait for Mr. Wilson to be the first to have a chat too, but we might start with our race winner, overall position, gold class winner as well. It is Mr. Oh, actually no, Paul Wilson isn't there, so we're going to make Stacey wait a little bit longer. And we will go with Paul Wilson as our first to be chatted to here tonight. Paul, congratulations. Bronze class race win honours go to you in the feature race. A tough night on the road here at Montreal. Talk us through it from your perspective, because that looked like pure chaos, yet pure cinema at the same time from outside the car.
Yeah, glad it's over, mate. Hate this track.
I love it.
Nothing but chicane. Yeah, I can understand from a broadcast point of view, but it's just chicanes and hairpins. And narrow and carnage ensues always. So, I'm happy with that result. I had no idea how I'd gone, but I was I was just going for top 20. I've never done any good out of this track, so got to be happy with that. So, yeah, champion. Awesome.
Well, the good news for you is, Paul, next week when we go to Alton Park, you don't have to worry about chicanes because we're running the non-chicane layout. So it's going to be draft train city from the hairpin up to the final sector. But what I think it will be is a fantastic race. Are there any learnings you can take out of the first half of this season that you think you can apply in the next half now, starting out at Alton Park next week?
No, probably, but I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. Mate, I'm just taking them as they come at the moment. I'm just jumping in on a Monday night and not really doing much other than just jumping in, getting ready and having a race, and really enjoying the race, and it's great fun. I wonder with something like this one, whether the full reverse grid is, particularly for the rush rounds, it causes a lot of carnage, which is entertaining in one respect, but it does sort of make the championship a little bit unbalanced. But anyway,
No, because that's on the drivers. The carnage, I believe, is caused by driving errors. It's not caused by
100%,
the starting grid. So
I agree with that. It is caused by drivers, but it's sort of you put the fastest guys at the back and the slowest guys at the front. You're almost guaranteeing it's going to happen, particularly in a sprint race.
The one change we did make though as well though, Paul, is we moved the full reverse grid to the 30-minute race and noted to the drivers that you've now got more time. You've got more time to be patient and make your way through, but.
Sim races and
sim race. Yeah, no. I doubt, Paul, that there is a sim racer that is also a doctor or a nurse out there, because patients do not go between the two. But Paul, you're an absolute character. We love having a chat to you whenever you take out the honours for yourself. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to, any team sponsors or family and friends who may be watching. Thank you so much for coming to have a chat to us. Best of luck next week out at Alton Park, and congratulations on your bronze class win.
Yeah, thanks, Jance. Look, thanks to the Riot team. The boys have been great fun to race with. I joined Riot a few months ago, and it's been really good fun. So cheers, boys. Thanks a lot.
No worries. Thank you so much. Paul Wilson,
job,
the
Paul.
bronze class winner here this evening. We will now move on to our silver class winner of Harry Dodds in P2, and for the first time, he has found himself on the podium. Doddsy, congratulations. First podium for yourself. First silver class race win as well. You're starting to gel with this car a little bit more. I mentioned to Brenton in this broadcast that pretty much from this week onwards, we've got more of those tracks that kind of suit supercars drivers. We had Road America last week, of course, as well. Montreal this week. Next week, Alton Park. You've probably got a lot of tracks coming up. You've done a lot of laps in. And with this performance tonight, does this now fill you with a bit more confidence in this car going forward, that you know that you can perform when it matters?
Well, it's just like I was saying to Stacey Boy before, like before you drove me up, like when you're really not, like when you're nice to this car, especially on cold tyres, it actually goes pretty well for you. So yeah, no, it was it actually came a bit of a shock considering my early run of form in those first couple of races, but that's yeah, I'm just a bit overwhelmed really. I didn't expect to be this quick in the feature. Like I knew I had pace to keep up with Stacey and pass him, but like because of the error washing this car, it made it so much harder at times.
Do you think,
Harry, did you take tyres? Did you take tyres at stop?
I did not, unfortunately. It overfilled me by 4 laps.
Overfilled.
Okay. Yeah. That answers that question.
Yeah, so I had 12 litres set, and then it just automatically reset to 38.5. I'm like, oh, goodness, man.
Is that when you cross the pit entry line, it automatically reset?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably cost you a race win. So, but do you walk away tonight thinking what could have been, or do you walk away thinking what did happen? Like, either way, you should be happy, but are you thinking you could have taken that extra step?
See, it's
got him thinking.
Yeah, I know it's a tricky one to answer really, because it's one of those things where you feel like you can go the extra step, but it's also varies around your competitors as well. Like I had guys like Pedersen, I had Marshall, Logan Howard closing up on me, and I'm like, I've got to keep pushing here, but not overstep the car, because even as you've seen it from a couple of spins I had in defeat in those in the first couple of heats, I as soon as you light the rears up, your car has no counter steer at all. Like you can't fully
It
reconnect.
takes ages to recover as well, from what I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. So that's why I had to really like gently try and balance the throttle up to try and imagine I was in the supercar again. So yeah, it's one of the biggest tips I got. It's actually one of the biggest tips I got. Like just try and balance it. Try and balance it as well. Like imagine you're in the supercar and like you're managing the rears, but it's a completely different tyre brand, as you know, Brenton. So yeah, it's tricky.
Well, a great race in the feature for you, Dodsy. A tough race earlier in the round, though, but some solid points on the board coming your way. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to, any friends or family you may be watching, or any sponsors out there of your team. Thanks so much for coming over to chat to myself and Brenton, and from all of us here, congratulations on your silver class win and your overall podium out here at Montreal.
Yeah, thanks, lads. Thanks for putting on a good broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch my big mistakes from earlier on, but that'll suit me just fine. Shockworks, Simrigs.com, CC Forged, Cataclysm Computers, or whatever it's called, and the team at Project 36 for keeping me in the team. Like we've had a good couple of months. Obviously, unlucky we had a pretty unlucky run at the Bathurst 1000 for Scops yesterday, but we've put that behind us, and we're on to the next few phases of racing.
Well, Dodsy, best of luck next week at Alton Park. Silver class winner and podium honours go to Harry Dodds here this evening. And next up, for the first time on the top step of the podium here in the VRS Porsche Cup Series, and for the first time we have an American on the podium. It's the first time we have 3 different continents on the podium as well. Stacey, congratulations. Race win for yourself. You've taken a lot of honours this evening. Your first win, first American win, first American on the podium, and you're a part of the first podium to have 3 different drivers from 3 different continents on it. Congratulations. That was a hell of a performance in that race, and really, really well driven. You had some minor moments earlier on in race 2 and race 1 as well. How was it getting the mentality reset coming into race 3 and just preparing yourself for the half an hour ahead?
I didn't know it was a full reverse grid. It's real early. It's like 6:45 in the morning now, so it's like I was still beating myself up for making a mistake because turn 1, lap 1, got damage on the rear, so it was sketchy trying to hold it, because getting on the power too early, it's like you can lose the rear real easy. So it's like, unfortunately, I did that going through one of the chicanes. So yeah, that cost me too much damage.
Well, race 3 though, battling away with Dodsy, he made the mistake of overfilling his car because his fuel reset as he came into pit lane. When you exited pits in P1, what sort of pressure were you feeling on yourself, or was it just set your goals, set the mind and focus up, or were you feeling any pressure coming off him, seeing as you had about a 3.5 second lead over him with only a handful of laps to go?
I was fuel saving the first stint, so it was coming from supercars or whatever, it's like clutch doesn't work. So it was like I was sitting there just practicing fuel saving the first stint because, it's no fun to wake up this early and be by yourself. So figured I'd try to work on something, and me and Harry both, he got to save off me for a handful of laps, and then he took the inside on me, and I was like, oh, just let him go and, sit there and try to keep that gap, just so I can fuel save and don't run up the back of him if he decided to pit early or whatever. So it was basically just, setting consistent laps, hitting my marks, don't be, creating oversteer, and then, managing the tires and everything. Just watching the gaps because, I'm nowhere near, Pepperell and, Muir and Peterson and Stefan. Like those guys are rapid in these cars. So, I'm just trying to learn as quick as I can to, so I can be somewhat competitive.
Well, you're doing very well for yourself in getting up to speed. hopefully we can see some more Phase 4 motorsport cars in the series in future seasons, possibly as well, alongside you. You know, I know that you joined that team to race alongside them, obviously put some focus into Scops and stuff like that. So, but we love having you in the series. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to call you racing across the journey over the last few years, and you know, it's nice seeing you in the series as well. So congratulations on your first race win. Good points on the board from the feature race in that one. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to, any friends or family who may be watching obviously later in the day when they've all woken up at the regular time. Any sponsors that the team may have. For myself and Brenton, congratulations on the race win and best of luck next time out at Alton Park.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank the boys at Phase 4 and BAR. You know, without their helpful abuse, you know, none of this is possible. So Paul's out, you know, touring Europe right now, so it's like I'll send him the link whenever he's available, he can watch it. But yeah, just, you know, yeah, everybody's been awesome. Like I enjoy waking up early and racing with you guys and vets. Like, y'all are just awesome people, and I just want to say thank you.
Well, hopefully, you mentioned BAR, hopefully we can get Roy Clark in the series at some point and maybe get now his name escapes me. Brenton will know his name. He's from Mount Gambier, Brenton. He's in Split 2 of vets. Oh, Jason Fewens, that's who it was. Jason Fewens. Yep. He raced here previously. He was in Season 1. So hopefully we can get Jason back and get Roy in here as well. But Stacey, best of luck next time out. Thanks so much for coming to have a chat to us. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it may include, whether it's racing or working or whatever it may be. We appreciate you getting up so early to come racing with us.
Really do.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Y'all
you.
have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Stacey Boyd, our gold class and overall winner here this evening. And Brenton, that'll bring an end to our race here tonight.
Yeah, good night.
What a race it was. It was, you know, a lot of messiness, it will be said, but that's the Roche round and that's Montreal. And when you put two atoms together, just like the nuclear bomb, eventually they're going to go off. We're learning as we go along. We're learning which tracks work for the Rush round, which tracks don't, which track types suit it, which track types don't. One of the clear things is we found longer circuits suit it better, like Bathurst, Spa, and stuff like that, because it keeps the racing close. But
I will disagree with what Paul said earlier about the car contacts and reverse grid. That's not on the organisers to get worried about that. What people need to remember is that it still has to be entertaining. You know, whilst it's racing and it's competition, without the entertainment factor, it's just cars going around in circles. And what this does is brings the entertainment, makes it tighter. Now, if you don't think you're in a position where you can pass cleanly or be passed cleanly, maybe go do something else, because this is good competition. It gives good racing. It gives good entertainment. And that's exactly what we're after. We provide the entertainment. And the drivers tonight, you know, congratulations to Boyd, Marshall, and Dodds. They stayed out of all the rubbish for the last race, and they got their rewards.
They did indeed, and the reward was points on the board and a podium as well. Next time we're here in the VRS Porsche Cup Series, we'll be out at Alton Park next week for the international circuit without chicane, so it's going to be a fast-paced run around Alton Park. It's going to offer a good test to these drivers. There's a lot of room to make errors, a lot of grass to run into and off the track onto as well. So small mistakes are going to be costly. We go racing for a sprint round next time out with a 20 and a 40-minute races coming your way as we go sprint round racing out in the UK as we begin our European leg of the season. If you've just joined us tonight for the first time, you've been here for a little while and you haven't done so already, hit the like button and subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on Infinity Broadcasting. Next up on your docket this week, Friday night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, the IRWC Rod Knott Cup returns with Sonoma Raceway on offer for you as we take the next-gen NASCAR's road racing. Saturday evening, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, we go racing once again for the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 2 action of Season 25 for the next round out at Belle Isle. Myself and Brett Fisher will be in the booth for that one. And then we'll be back all again on Monday night, heading out to Alton Park, so it's going to be a fun time once again. A big thank you to all the series sponsors, VRS, Infinity Broadcasting, SPP Graphics, and Blackheart Designs as well. Big thank you to Brenton O'Brien for joining me once again. I've been Hamish Munro. This has been the IRWC and the VRS Porsche Cup Series. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with us once again. We'll see you guys next time at Alton Park. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.